Hello everyone, Johnny here. Today in this session, we will try to create a basic application using React. Generally, we create a web page with a header, body and a footer part. Like header part, body part and footer part. But in React, we will divide these pages into different components. First one we call it as a header component. Next one we call it as a body component, and next one we call it as a footer component. We call this approach as single page application, SPA. It means we can divide the page into multiple components, and we will use this in a app.js in order to give a same desired output how we used to do in HTML. Like for example, in HTML we used to write HTML part, header part, body part and footer part in a single page, whereas in React we will try to make sure it will be divided into different components and it will be clubbed, joined together to form a single web page. In this we will try to understand the basic concepts, then we can develop this application. So we will understand the basic concepts which we are required to develop this application, and later on we will try to use this thing. And we will also make sure this application will be loaded in the free hosting space Heroku, and we will try to use GitHub and Heroku to make it live. So this is a 1 hour session where we will be covering the complete approach, like developing an application from the scratch to making the application live. It also covers the basic concepts first, and later on we will try to develop this page. So let us start. I have made everything handy. Like I have started the server. To create a folder we will be writing npx create react app and all these things. So you just need to create an app. First you create an app with a folder name. Here I have created a folder name as final. So after, for example, if you got some error here, like most of the videos below that we got a comments like we got stuck with the project, you can just download it. Like you can just download it to the earlier versions and you can use it, like npm install react minus scripts @ 2.1.8 or some version. If you downgrade it will try to make sure that it will become live. So let us start with the basic application. So this is how we will be getting a project folder. And this is the session which we have already discussed in the previous session tutorials also. You can just go through it in order to create a folder structure also, and you will find the link below this video. Let us create a first file. Like this is how we have done with the hello world, and we have opened the localhost 3000. So this is the basic project which we are trying to do, basic application which will be generated by the React itself. Now in this we will try to learn about first one, JSX. JSX is a JavaScript XML. It is used to write all the HTML code in this JavaScript part. When we have 2 or more lines, we will enclose this in a div tag open and div tag close. So here everything is based upon this React library, that is it is used to render all the components. We can use a React DOM library also, which we will be using in this, like index.js React DOM library, which is used to render all the components. So whenever you are trying to create a component, you should always use a caps letter, that is uppercase letter, and it will try to extend the React component. And we will also use a render method, which is used to make sure that it will try to return the HTML part. So instead of having a theory part, let us write the code. Here in React the components are divided into 2 types. First one is class component and next one is function component. These are the 2 components which we will be using mostly. Now let us create first one, a class component. In earlier versions the class component was a default component for React application, but in the latest versions we use functional component as a default component. First let me create a new file. So in order to create this app we need to have basic idea on what is a component, what is a props, what is an event, and how to use CSS, then we can build that application. First we will try to create a new file. You can use Ctrl and Ctrl C, and I'm trying to create first file. Always remember the first letter should be caps. .js. First I am trying to create a class component. We are trying to import React, the component from React. Next one, we are trying to create a class component here. The class name is CCOM extends component. In this we will have a statement called render. In class component we will have render, which is used to retrieve all this HTML code. In order to return this HTML code, we use this parenthesis. If we have only a single element, we can just place like this: hello, this is a class component, this is a class component. So whenever you are trying to use this class component, you need to embed, we should be able to use it here. So in order to use this, we will write COM. If we don't have anything, we can just close it in a single tag. Now if I'm trying to use this component here, class component, but how can we use this in app.js? We should be able to export it. Export default COM. You have exported the class, but we haven't imported it. So in app.js we should be able to import it. Import from, we will be writing this one. What is the CCOM? It's enough. So let us see the first output. Did we get any error here? Yes, we got. So it was not running it, nothing more. So we got a class component. So this class component will have a we need to import a library. Next we need to extend it, and we will have a render and a return statement. So this is how we will write a basic class component. Let us write functional component. Functional component .js. First we need to import React. We will be importing the React library here first. Next one, we will be writing functional component here. In this functional component we will not have a render method, we will have just a return statement. In this return statement we are trying to write h1. This is from functional component. In order to understand from where we are trying to render it, we are trying to use, this is a functional component. This is a functional component here. Yes, first one was a class component and next one is a functional component. Again we need to use it. In order to use it, we will be using export default functional component. In order to use this, we will be using in app.js. We just need to import f component from but if I want to make sure, did we get an output? No, we just need to use this, the tag f component. Now we can see this is a class component and this is from function component. So you understood, like first one is a class component and next one is a functional component. In this, for example, in functional component we will not use any render method, we will just have a return statement. So this is about the basic class and functional component. In class component we will use states, whereas in the functional component we will use hooks. Let us elaborate in the upcoming part. So this is how the syntax of a basic class component and a function component. Now let us understand next two important things which we are required to do this project. First one, we will understand what is an array, how to write an array in React, and next one we will understand a map. So let me check here. For example, I am trying to define some array here. Let me define some array. Constant courses equals to, I am trying to write the courses names Angular, React and Vue. So we have defined an array here. So in order to, we have defined an array name is courses. If I want to display these values, for example, I want to display the length of this array, as we have in a JavaScript like array.length. In the same way, we can also use here courses.length. Next one, for example, if I want to display an index value, for example, array at index, I'm just trying to write like this. Courses of, similarly how we used to write in JS, in the same way we can write. Here I am trying to write 1. The first statement will try to return the length of this array, and the next statement will try to return the index of this array element, that is React 0 and 1. If you can understand. Now typically if I want to loop a particular array elements, we generally use for loop. Like in order to iterate a list of values, we can use for loop. But in React we generally use a map. If I want to iterate the values of an array. So let us see how we can iterate the list of array elements. For suppose I am trying to write like this. For example, I am trying to write some function here. See here, I am trying to write constant course list. I am trying to define an arrow function here, courses.map, as a parameter name followed by an arrow function. In this we are trying to return the list of each course element, in the sense each element of this course. We have written name here, the name should be same. Whatever we have trying to write, the name should be same. Now in this, as we will be using this, we will be denoting this using this curly braces in order to retrieve these values. Now here, if I want to make sure, I should able to print this value. Let us check the browser. We didn't get any output. But in order to use this iteration, the loop, we can use this thing. See here, array elements. Let me write array elements are, I can write course list. Everything will be stored in course list of. So let us see, we got Angular, React and Vue. First one we have started with a class component, next one a function component, next we have defined an array, we are trying to calculate the length of it, next one we are trying to return the index of an array, next one we are trying to use a map where it will try to retrieve each and every array values. It is similar like object and key value. Here the React is completely based on the components. This React library is completely based on components. For suppose if I want to pass the values, for example, see here we have used a class component here, we have used a function component here. If I am trying to use within the same page, same file, we are trying to use in this way. But what happens if I want to pass this value from this parent component to this child component? If I want to pass the values from the parent component to child component, for suppose see here in the class component I am trying to write a name. For example, I am trying to write my name equals to Johnny. Here we can say name is a key and Johnny is a value. Here we have written a class component here. Here we can call name as a key and Johnny as a value. Now if I want to use this in the class component, we will be using something called this dot props dot name. Let me copy the same statement here. See here, this is from the I can write like this. This is from the parent. This is from parent component. This is from parent component. We can write this dot props dot name. This dot props dot name will try to return the value from the thing. For example, see, okay, we have an error here. Can you see? When we are trying to use two statements, always it will try to return an error. It should be wrapped inside a div. Whenever we are trying to use multiple statements in a React HTML statements, lines, then we will enclose in the div. So see here, this dot props dot name. This dot can you see here? This is from the parent component Johnny, as we have written props. So this is how we will do with a class component. Always remember, whenever you are trying to use multiple statements, it should be able to wrap. We call this as a JSX, that is JavaScript XML. Now, for example, in the functional component, I am trying to write a name here. Similarly, I am trying to write one more name here. Functional component. How can I use this in the functional component? We can use in the functional component using props. But here, we no need to use a keyword called this. Here, always remember, whenever you are trying to take props here, let me I will show you the props dot, what was the key here? Name, right? What was the key? Yes, name. So I have written props dot name. Can you see? Props is not defined. Function component, line number 5. Always remember, whenever we are trying to use it for the function component props, we need to pass it as a parameter. So we got C here. This is from the function component JR. First we have understood how to write a class component, function component, a basic array, a basic map, and how to pass the values from the parent component to child component. That is, what was the parent component here? We can say app.js, and the child components as ccomp, and next one is fcomp. These are functional component and class component. Now here we were trying to do the thing, like we got how to pass the values also. Whenever you are trying to use with the class component, we use this dot props dot name. This keyword we will be using, whereas for the function component we need to pass a parameter as props dot name, so that the values we can pass from parent to child component. Now let us understand a basic event. So let me put everything this. Let me erase this part. We don't need this part now. So I'm trying to use this thing. Now we will try to understand how to use an event. For example, if you are trying to use an event, we can write button on click. Always remember, in JS we used to write a small c, but in this we need to use uppercase letter. An arrow function followed by alert, and a button click. So we have used this thing for here. Yes. So we got how to use an arrow function here. In the sense, we were just trying to use an arrow function where it will try to have this body also. Yes, we got it. Now in this we will be enclosing this thing. Let me write click me button. Here we are trying to use a button, and on click is an event. Here we will have so many events: key up, key down, mouse up, mouse down, hover, on click, and all these things. So here we are trying to use an event called on click, and we are trying to use an arrow function and when the button is clicked, it should able to pop up button clicked. Let me write button clicked. So this is how we have written a basic syntax. Let us check the output. Whenever I am trying to click on this button, it is able to pop up, show the button is clicked. Now suppose if I want to use the same thing in the body part, we can also write the same thing in the body part. For example, if I want to use the same thing, for example, let me copy this. So we have here button click. In this I am trying to write a function. So in React we no need to place parenthesis. If we place the parenthesis, it will be called automatically. I am trying to write function show it alert second button. So what is the function name here? We can call it as show it. What is an event we are trying to perform? The event is on click here. So let me perform this action. First one is button click and next one is second button. So we got two events here. For example, first one and second one. First one we call it as inline, and next one we have trying to place the code outside the block. We can use inline when the code is very small. We can use this second syntax when the code is very large. So this is how the basic syntax works. Let me put the same thing for a input element. For example, I'm trying to take an input element. We will cover with only the basic things. First one is on click and next one is on change. Input type equal to text. We have taken input type equal to text. On change. In this on change, we were trying to write on change. We are trying to take an arrow function. Yes. Now here alert input updated. Let me write like this. I have taken an input field and I have taken on change event here. When the user is trying to click on an input field, it should able to pop up saying that someone has clicked. And let me close this input field. Let us check. For example, I am trying to take J O H. Can you see? It is trying to get updated. So this is how the event works. If we can see here, these functions are stateless components. In the sense, function components are, we cannot use states in it. In this function components, we cannot use states in it. But in the latest versions, in the earlier versions, we used to use always the class components. But in the latest versions, the functional component is the default component which we are trying to use. It means we cannot use states in it, but we can use hooks. So let us understand the basic advantage of hooks also. Hooks are used to define. For example, in this hooks, for this project we required only two things. First one we will use a use state, and next one we will use use effect. First one we will use a use state, and next one we will use use effect. So let me write the syntax for it so that we can understand. Let me erase this part. I am trying to do within the same file. Here first one we need to define a variable name followed by a function name followed by use state. So let us write the syntax. Const first one we call it as a variable name, and next one we call it as a function name, and we are trying to use use state here, and we are trying to use a default value here as Johnny, and we are trying to use a default value as Johnny here. Again I repeat, here the hook name is name here, the function name is set username, and we are trying to use to initialize this we use a use state. What is the default value we are trying to use? Johnny here. Again we repeat, the hook name is a name, the function name is set username, and to initialize this we are trying to use a use state, and the default value is Johnny here. So this is how the syntax works. In this we are trying to use this thing. Now let me echo this value. Let us try to echo this value. I'm trying to write h1 default. Let me write default value, or else default value is, the default value is, or else default username also you can write. Use state is not defined. So can you see the, sorry, can you see this error? Line number 6, use state is not defined and not defined, undefined. Whenever we are trying to use this use state or use effect, we always need to import it. We always need to import it. In the header part, we always need to import it. Where is this header part? Like for example, in the line number 1, after line number 1 we have imported a React library. After line number 1 we have imported a React library. In the same way we can also use import use state from import use state from React. Import use state from React. For example, see here, from React. So we will write import, sorry for this, is import use state from React, which will be enclosed in this way. Let us check. We got it. So whenever you are trying to use this thing, we should able to write the use state there. Now can you see here? Now we will use effect. First one we have done with use name, and next one we will do with use effect also. For this we have taken a name here. I just want to change it. I just want to change this name to John. The default name is Johnny here, and we want to upgrade it. Now in order to update it, we will try to create a button. Here. Let me create a button. Just now we have done on click followed by the function name. Let me write change name here. Change name. In this I'm trying to define function change name, and we should able to set the new user value. I'm trying to define a function here. Here we are, what we have defined, we should able to define the same thing here. In this we should able to set the username. Set username. We have taken a function here, the same thing we are trying to do. Let me set it to John. When the user has clicked on this button, it should able to change. We got John. See here, initially it was Johnny, and when you are trying to click, it is trying to take John. It means we have used how to implement a use state and a function. When the user is trying to click, it is trying to update the default value. Now we will use effect. What is the use of use effect? Use effect is a component lifecycle method. It is be loaded without calling it. It means as soon as the web page loads, it will try to update. We no need to load also. As soon as the web page loads, it will try to update. We no need to call it. So let us see a basic example how it goes. For example, see, let me write a basic example now. Use effect. Use effect. In this I am trying to write alert hello. In this, for this use effect syntax, first one will be a function and next one will be an array. Here. Control S. Let us check the output now. Sorry, again we can see use effect is not defined or undefined. In the sense, we just need to write here use effect, nothing more. So whenever you are trying to implement something, we will be using this way. See here, hello has been popped up. We got a pop-up of hello before the page is about to load. Next we got this thing. So useEffect will try to load as soon as the web page is updated. So as soon as the web page gets updated, useEffect will be loaded here. For suppose, see here, the default value is Johnny. When the button is clicked, it is changing to John, but I want to make sure the default value will be something else. For example, see here, I am trying to write JO, and I am trying to use set username. I am trying to use set username. Now let us see. Can you see, as soon as the web page is about to load, it is trying to change the default value of Johnny to Joe. When I am trying to click on this, it is changing to John. So this is how the useEffect works. We got to know about useState and useEffect in this example. From all these concepts, whatever we have covered, class component, functional component, props, events, useState and useEffect, we will arrays as well as map, we will try to implement the application which we want to do now. See here, this is what we want to do. This is not about the static images we will try to take. We won't take an static images in the sense storing the images in the images folder and we will be trying to use it. We will try to make sure these images, this price, the product title, everything will be retrieved using JSON API. In the sense, we will be trying to use an REST API where we will try to retrieve all the values which are dynamically generated. In the sense, these will be updated based upon this API file. First one, we will try to define header part, body part and the footer part. Header part. Let us start with the header part first. So let me take 3 files at once so that it will be easier for us. So let me close these files. These are the examples. You can find this code in the below this video also. Now let me take out a new file. First file, header part, header.js. Next one is body.js. Next one, we will try to make sure that this project will be updated live in this session itself. Header part. First one is header part. Next one is body part and next one is footer part. So for this example, we are trying to implement this using the API which we are trying to read those images, prices and display in a web page. First, we will start with the header part. As we know, first we need to import the React library. We have imported the React library. In order to write the function component, we write function space the component name. Always we need to use props here as a default parameter in order to retrieve the values. In this, we will not have a render statement, we will have a return statement itself. And in this, for example, I am trying to write h1 a React fish curry, fish fry. Let's write the title as React fish fry. So whenever we are trying to write, for example, I want to make sure that I will edit this file completely. I will just remove this file. So this was the basic file which we are trying to use. In this, I will try to import header, HEADER, header. But always remember, whenever you are trying to use this, we should always export it. Once we have exported this, we should also import it here. Import header from header. Let us check the output now. We got some error here, unexpected. Yes, in the header.js, line number 5. In header.js, see all, oh shit. Now let us see, we got it. In this header part we got it. See, whenever you are trying to use multiple elements, I want to use a nav tag or something. Whenever you are trying to use a multiple tags, we should always include this in the div part, div tag. So in this I am trying to implement nav, trying to implement some nav part. So we have implemented this. In this, for example, if I want to get this to the center of the page, we can use CSS. So let me use CSS here. I'm trying to implement this in the CSS part. First we will start with the div. Everything should be aligned to the center of the page. Align center. Next one, I want to keep some nav color. Always use hexadecimal like notations. Here I am trying to use background color orange. It is not a best practice to do, but we are trying to use this thing now. Color white. First one, header part. Now if I want to make sure this CSS part should be included, in order to include the CSS part, always we should write, always we need to include it. Where we can include, we should always include this in the app.js or else in the header part. In order to include this, part, we will write import. We can write import part, import index from index.css. We didn't get any output here, so it is trying to take it is about to compile. As it is trying to take some time. What is this file name? Header part is. Yes, we got this header part. So let us define some height for it. No need to have this height this much, 100 is enough. Padding, mm, 80 is enough, 60 is enough. Okay, we got some fresh file. Like, I just want to increase this font size. We got some fresh file. So here we have imported this thing. Header part is done. Now let us look into the body part. In order to create a body part, we will write the same thing. So let me copy the same file. Everything is same here. Just we will be trying to use here as body, and in this return statement, and here is the body part. Here is the body part. So this is how we have done with a basic example, like the same file we have just edited it. First, in this we will try to create an array. Constant items comma set items. Hook name is items and the function name is set items, and we are trying to use a use state here. In this use state, by default we have an array. Here name is an items here, and we don't have any elements in this. We have an item name as an items and the function name as set items. So here we will try to define an arrow function for this use effect, and we will try to create an empty array which will try to fetch all the elements inside to this set items, and we will try to retrieve each and every item of this use state, in the sense the items what we have fetched. In order to write this thing, we will use fetch method. In order to use these elements, we will use a fetch method. The fetch method will have first parameter as the URL, and it will try to check only if the values has been successfully retrieved. Let me write use effect use effect. In this first one we have fetch. In order to use this thing, your API, I will just try to open the part. Let me open this API part. Yes, let us open this API. Sorry, I will be trying to use an API here. You can just go to this website, and I am trying to copy this thing. I will try to use this part. This is my API here. I will try to place in between this. I am trying to use a seafood API here. So next line, first fetch method will have URL as the first part, and next thing we will try to use a response. Then response we will try to check whether it has retrieved the data or not. First let us see whether it has retrieved the data or not. First let me write response dot JSON, and in the next we will try to retrieve the values of it. So I'm trying to write data console.log of data. So we are trying to use an API here which is related to seafood like fishes, and then we are trying to create a response of it. If it has been successfully given, it will retrieve. It will not give us any output here, but it will try to return the file whether it has been successfully retrieved or not. I mean, it will try to pass response.json will try to pass the response as a JSON format. Then it will try to echo this data. So let us see how it goes. First let us see how does it performs. Inspect console. Where is our object here? Did we get any output here? No output. In this we are trying to retrieve. So but before trying to retrieve, let us echo this thing. In order to retrieve this thing, let us see whether it has been retrieved or not. At least let us see the length of it first. Number of items dot length. Anyway, whatever the data it has been stored, it will be stored here. So we are trying to retrieve the length of it. Yes, inspect console. Where is this console? We didn't get any output here. So we are trying to use the fetch data use effect, the retrieved value. Next one, we were trying to return the length of the elements, that is the items. Let us define this items here. We were trying to retrieve each and every data. Yes. Let us check the code. Constant items is there with the set items, where we have used set items here, and then we have fetched. Next we are trying to create a response for it. Next one, the data which we have been retrieving it. Okay, so it is not able to print the thing in the console part. Okay, so let me put this in the comments or else. So here we would not get any response. Response.data. Here items.length is there, and we were trying to retrieve the length of it. It should able to print the length of these items here. For example, let's wait. Okay, sorry, we haven't imported this in this package, right? Let us import body. Yes, we will get now body, and let us import this body, body, sorry, body. Oh, use state and which is not there here. Control C, and we will place this thing here. Yes, inspect and console part. No, we didn't get any output. Yes, let us see now. We will try to retrieve the each and every elements here, and we will try to echo it. Let us read these values first, or else let us read these values. Let me place this API, and in this response we will try to write. Let us echo this value, or else data. What we are trying to do is that we are trying to check whether the values has been retrieved or not. In this I will use set items, the function name, in this data.meals. Here, in order to retrieve this values, we should always map it. In the sense, somewhere we got it. Let me erase this. Let me erase this also. Okay. Now we have we were trying to read the values from it. We have been reading the values from it. In order to make sure that each element has been retrieved, each values has been retrieved, we will use map now, as we have done. Items list equals to, it will be stored in this items dot map. In this map, item in this I am trying to do write return div in this div we will try to write first one image src. First part image src. Next part, next we will write the item str meal. We will get this str meal from this API based upon the values. No matter whatever the API we read, based upon this API we will try to read, like str meal thumb, str meal. So based upon this we are str name, str price. I'm trying to read these values, id meal and str meal. So first one we are trying to read str meal, and next one we were trying to read item dot id meal. Yeah, we got some error here. Yes, so in this str item dot, what is this? Str meal thumb. Let us see what is defined here. Str meal thumb. So we need to write the same path, because we need to get an image, right? So in order to get this image, we will write the same thing here. So we are trying to map each and every value now. Return line number 27. Again we have an error here, line number 27. 27. We got some error here. We got some error in this part. So we have read this value. Okay. See, UseFoot will try to have an array here. Next thing, constant items is equals to items dot map item return div image source. We are trying to write. Next one is str mail. Next one is id mail. Next one is div. Next one is return statement followed by div path. There is an unexpected token in line number 25. 25 we have some error here. What is the issue we are trying to face? Let me write everything in this. So there is a missing token here, line number 25. So let me erase this part first as of now. We have missed some curly braces somewhere. Export of body default weight. So we were trying to use effect, yes. The fetch, we are trying to read the values. JSON will try to check the parse the values. It is trying to read each and every value and store in this function in the form of meals. Yes, we got here as 10 set items and data.meals, and we were trying to retrieve everything in the form of maps item, and we were trying to use this in the return statement. Yes, we got this thing. Next one, parsing is untokened. Oh my god. Okay, for the function we will be pasting this. Next one, we have this one here, we have this one here, and we should able to retrieve this items list. Let me write return div. In this return div we will try to retrieve all these items. Let me write, we will get now whatever we are trying to pass the values, it will be stored in this item list. So we should able to call it here items list, return items list. We have an unexpected token. What is it? Okay, we have missed this. Now we got, the thing is like we haven't enclosed this map, this part. So now we got this thing, but if you can see here, the desired output is in this way. In order to get the same output, we got this thing, like the list of elements. So let us see now. Once let us check the previous part, console.log log of data, like inspect console. Yes, we got it now. See, we will be getting the list of items like this. So we will try to retrieve the data, and we were trying to do this. In the previous step we didn't get, now we got it. Oh my god, again I have missed. Now we got the list of items here. In order to make sure that these things will be displayed in a linear way, I am trying to install Bootstrap in this. I will be trying to install Bootstrap. In order to install Bootstrap, we will write a command called npm install bootstrap @4. Control C, terminate the job. Yes, write down npm install bootstrap @4, or else we can also write a different statement called npm install react minus bootstrap. This is better way, like npm install bootstrap. Once this has been successfully installed, Once this has been successfully installed, we will get. Till then, let us understand this code. We were trying to create an use state with an empty array here. The function name is setItems and the name is items here. We were using use effect which has two values. First one is the URL part and next one is an empty array. In this URL part, if I want to read the values from the REST API values, we need to use a fetch method. In this fetch method, we will have a response in the form of JSON. It means it will just try to pass the file. It will not try to retrieve the values. Whereas here we are trying to use a function that is the setItems, which is trying to retrieve all the values of it. Meals is the word which we have taken from here. It means it will try to read all the values. Next, in order to read each and every item, in order to display every item, generally we can use a for loop. Here we have been using a map here. In this map, item is a parameter, like we are trying to index each and every element with this API value, that is str meal. Next one is id meal. We are trying to retrieve only the name as well as the part, the ID of it. First one is the image, next one is the name of it, and next one is the ID of that particular item. So we got it. Now let me write npm start. Once it has been successfully installed, once the bootstrap has been successfully installed, we were trying to retrieve the elements. So once we have performed this operation, in order to display in the return statement, we were trying to use item list. Indirectly, the complete part of this code will be stored in this items list. In order to display this, we are using this items list here. Later on, in order to use bootstrap, we are trying to install a bootstrap file, and next we will try to write the classes for it. Let me write some class name. We can use generally a class, but we cannot, but we will get some. It is not recommended to use because class has been a predefined keyword in this React, so we will use a class name. Meanwhile, if we want to use this bootstrap, always remember it will be in the node modules bootstrap here. Node modules bootstrap, bootstrap, in this dist, in this CSS. So here it will be stored. In order to retrieve this file, we will mention this path. How do you mention this path? We will mention this path in this way. So let me write the complete line here. Import bootstrap from, we will not use complete classes, we will just use a normal class. As it is not in the same folder, it is in the subfolder, we will use two dots here. Node underscore modules / bootstrap / dist / can you understand? We have seen here dist, the same path we are trying to write. Node modules is the parent folder for it. Bootstrap .min.css. We are trying to keep a path of this node modules to dist, node modules to the inner folder. So this is how we include the bootstrap for it. Now we haven't used any bootstrap classes here. Let us write some class name. Class name equals to bootstrap class name equals to column md -4. Let us refresh this output. Let me write this part. Now let us write. Now in order to make sure this item should be displayed in a single row, in placing a column will not give us the output, desired output. Let me place this in a row. Class name equals to, don't forget to keep a row here, row space empty -5. When we are trying to write this empty -5, we get the output in this way. But see here, the images are very large. In order to reduce the size, inside the CSS, we can write the CSS part for it. I will be writing image. We can write image height 300 pixel, width 300 pixel. But make sure whenever you are trying to write the sizes of this, we should always include in the starting of the web page, like here. We should always include this thing here. Next one, in order to let us see, did we get an output? Yes, we got. In order to get some curve shapes, I'm trying to use border radius. For example, if I want to make a square into circle, we can use a border radius. Similarly, we are trying to use a border radius here. We got the curve shapes here, name and price. Now, in order to make sure that this text should be bold, font weight bold. We got font weight bold. So we got all the items here. Can you see all the items? Yes, we got all the items displayed in this row. But see here, we got, let me increase the size of this. Yes, we got this. Now, in order to make sure this elements has been done, the body part has been done, header part and the body part. Now let us do with the footer part. In order to do with the footer part, we just need to write, let me copy the same file. Where is the header part? Yes, copy. But remember the steps again. We need to write footer here, footer part. But if you are trying to use some Visual Studio or anything, you can just use a shortcut key, the way it will try to generate this code also. And we can write designed developed. I'm trying to use this word, and in this there is no nav tag. Let us use some small tag here. We no need to keep this one in a heading tag. We didn't get anything here. Why? We should always import it. In app.js we should always import it. In body part also we were trying to do, like we got stuck there. In the similar way we need to use a footer part. Footer. We got a footer, yes. Now if I want to give this footer part a color, in this small background color, black, we should always use hexadecimal values for this. And font color, sorry, it's not font color, it was in deprecated version. Font color is white, yes. Height some 40 pixel. So designed and developed, we got it here. Some div tag and some followed by some small tag. Small. So we got the footer part. So if we want to get the complete thing in the footer part, we can also write div tag. What is this? Header part is there, nav part is there, yes. In this we have a div also, right? Let me write why it is not getting the full part. Let me write also p small. Let me import this in this part file also. So we got a footer part here, but we are not getting into full screen. Why? We got header part, footer part is there, height is there, weight is, everything is there. Somewhere it is getting stuck. Or else let me write inside this div space it is not getting affected. Let me write like this, or else div space p. Is there any p tag for us? No. Oh, so let me erase this part, or else let me write pre. Footer part pre. We don't have anything here. Let us erase this thing. Yes, we got. So we need some color font, color white. Why it is not getting? See, it is not affected sometimes. Yes, we have color white. File save. Yes. So let us see. Designed and developed, it we got. Or else let us put some h4. So we are getting time waste for this. Yes. We got it. Okay. I don't want to apply any changes now. Let us see. Like, we got a heading part, the body part, and the footer part. So this is how we have done with the basic application of React. Now we can see, if we don't have sometimes the CSS will not get applied. Always remember, you just need to make sure that you will use in this. So let us have a revision, like recap of it, what we have done. Header part is done, body part is done, and the footer part. Header part is a functional component, body and footer is also a function component here. In this, main logic resides in this part, where we will try to use a use state, use effect. If you can understand the initial part of this video, then you can easily understand what we are trying to do here. As soon as the web page, as we have discussed, use effect will try to make sure it will try to load the web page. It will try to load this method as soon as the web page has been loaded. It is a component lifecycle method. It will be loaded as soon as the web page has been updated. In the sense, once it gets loaded, so we got all these things. We got this thing from this API. This URL also you can find it below this video. Now, can we make this website into live? Yes, we can also make this, what we have done the project into live. What is the folder name I have taken? Final, right? So in this, I have taken node. Let me write final. So this is the final project which I have done. So in this, just copy only these files. Don't copy node.js. So node modules. Don't copy the node modules folder and paste it in your folder space. Some folder. And in order to make this live, you need to have a GitHub account, and you need to you need to log in Heroku. Heroku is a free outsourcing. Like, we can upload the projects in this. We can use this thing. Just sign and register. You will get a verification link. After that, you can upload this file. Now, first file is here, second file is here. Now we are trying to make sure the file will be uploaded. I am trying to write the file name as React Food. Already it is there. Already I have done this project. React Fish. So in this React Fish, I am trying to initialize create React Me. This tutorial has been uploaded long back. You can just go through it. You just need to copy this URL and first go to the GitHub account, click on the plus symbol and create a new repository. Now here, git bash here, go to any drive and write git bash. First command is git clone, and you need to write this URL part. Here I am unable to copy this, copy and paste it, so I am typing it. You can just copy it. github.com, the folder name, and React Fish. Once it has been done, it will try to clone this space into our local system. It will be loaded into our local system. See here, F drive, React Fish. So there is nothing here. only one file is present, here also one file is present. You have your project copyright, you copy it and you paste it. Don't paste in a folder, you just copy and paste the complete folder as it is. Again I will show you. See, it should be as we have done a project workspace, or else initially also you can start the project from the Git also. Next one, you need to navigate to the folder React Fish. We need to add all the files. See, again I repeat, first one is clone, next one is current directory, next one is add, next one is commit. It will try to commit all the files. Last command is push. It's done. Once it has been done, what you will do, you can check this. Once you refresh this page, it will try to show it here. Where is the workspace? Yes, once you get this message like 100% everything has been done, then master, this should be shown. It means you don't have any issues in your workspace. Or else you can also check like this. Once you refresh, you will get this workspace. Now if I want to make sure this project should able to get live, we can create new app here. What is the folder name you have? React Fish. Can write React Fish. Yes, it is available. You should always use the same name, or else if the name is not there, it will not shown as wrong. Create React app. You need to go to Heroku and log in, and once the folder has been successfully pushed in your GitHub profile, project workspace repository, then only you can come here. Create app. Once it has been created, you need to connect your GitHub account. Once it has been connected, connect to GitHub. It will ask your username and password. As I have already connected, it is not asking me. I can write React. What is the folder name? Fish. It will try to search whether the folder is there in our repository. Yes. Then we need to click on connect. Again I repeat, click on GitHub, search, connect. Once it has been successfully connected, it will ask us to deploy the branch. Yes, we need to click on deploy the branch. You don't need to check anything. If you want automatic deploys, you can click on it. Next one is deploy branch. Once it has been successfully deployed, it will try to see here, it will try to install everything. Can you see here, downloading and installing Node? We no need to place a Node folders. It will try to take lots of amount of time, and it will not update also, and it will try to return as error. You no need to update any files. You just need to copy the source files what we have done. Apart from Node modules, you need to copy all the files in your workspace, that is in your folder. Once it has been successfully done, it will try to give us a message here. Your project has been successfully completed. Let us see. If it gets some error also, we will try to deal with it. It takes some time. I thought of doing it prior in the form of a screenshots, but let's do. It's done. Meanwhile, let us repeat the same steps so that you will understand it. It will try to just scroll, nothing more. See here, first step, you need to clone the folder. Next step, you need to move to the current directory. Next one, add. Next one, commit. If you are new to this, you will get this errors. Just check this. You need to enter your username and email ID. Next one, you need to enter this username and email ID. Again you need to commit. Next one, push. Next one, you need to go to this folder as we have done. Next, connect to GitHub. After connecting to this GitHub, it will try to ask the repository name. Next one, enter your repository name. Our repository name now it is React Fish. Next one, after connecting it, you just need to scroll it down. Slide number 11. Yes. Deploy branch. Once it has been done, it will just try to scroll. Now line number 13, it will give us this message, deploy to Heroku, view your app. Once you click on it, it will try to show. Now it is done. See here. Here also it is done. View React Heroku app.com, where here we are trying to integrate GitHub with Heroku, the project what we have done using React. This project is completely based upon React functional components using useState and useEffect. So it takes some time to load. Once it is done, we can close it. Let me close this screenshot. Oh, we got some application error here. So this is only the step. Like for example, we got it. We are getting it. So see, sometimes you will also face the same issues. No need to worry. Just refresh the page. You will get the output here. Can you see now what we have done? So this is the folder what I have done in the last day. So can you see now? This is the complete. You can search in this URL also. You will get this project. Hope you are clear with this example. And if you have any queries in this, you can just drop us a mail or comment below this video. Any explanation related to this video, you can comment below this video. We will try to help you out. You can share us the screenshots of your errors also. We will try to solve it. Thank you.